an extremely shifting, insecure sense of self, a very labile emotional state. We're very emotionally dysregulated. The way that we attach to each other and to things is extremely anxious and controlling. And I think, yes, you're right, we will see more hysteria this time around, just because people are more emotionally dysregulated, they have a weaker sense of self, and their boundaries are really, really weak. So they don't really know what they will and won't stand for. That's the confusion. Navigating that high level of emotionality, emotional dysregulation and hysteria will be difficult, because the greatest challenge is going to be that as tribal creatures, as mammals who move together in packs, it'll be very tempting to get sucked into the hysteria. So as individuals, we really have to practice not being sucked into whatever the collective emotional state is. It's extremely tempting. You know, this is how stampedes start. The emotional state of the collective is contagious, and if you're not very grounded, very disciplined, and very consciously aware, it will infect you as well. So fighting hysteria begins with fighting the urge to hysteria within ourselves. You have to stay calm, stay rational, look at the situation, know what you believe, know what you value, and don't get sucked into the hysteria that's generated by propaganda, misinformation, and at this point we can say outright lies. The way out of this for the individual becomes the way out for the collective. We're not going to have the entire collective following this, but if enough individuals follow this, then enough is enough. So there has to be a sense in which we are disciplined. We start to work within our own structures. We have to individuate from what the mass is doing. The mass, make no mistake about it, the collective is moving in a very, very destructive direction. The majority of people, the mass of people, that's why I said we're moving towards a civilizational collapse. That doesn't mean it's going to be absolute destruction for everybody, but a civilization by definition is the mass of the populace, and they're moving in a really, really bad way. So individually, what do we need to do? We need to clean up our own acts. Individually, you've got to start taking care of your health physically. You've got to start taking care of your mental state, your emotional state. You've got to look at what you believe life to be about. There's people out there who have no spiritual or philosophical beliefs whatsoever. They have no moral code. They have no philosophical code. And then they come to me and they say, oh, I feel anxious and I feel depressed. And I'm like, well, of course you do. You don't even know why you're alive. If you don't know why you're alive, what's the point? You've got to answer these questions. There has to be an answer to these questions. And we need to remember, civilization is not a given. It has to be fought for. The only reason we enjoy civilization is because many, many, many men and women sacrificed themselves throughout history so we can enjoy the fruits of their labor, of these dead people. Liberty is the same. Liberty is not natural. Human societies don't lean towards liberty. They never have historically. They lean towards tyranny. We're very, very lucky. We've enjoyed a huge amount of liberty. If we want to maintain some degree of civilization and we want to maintain this level of liberty, we will have to fight for it. We have to be adults about it. Only adults, only individuated adults are going to have any power in the world to come. And if enough of us can do this and we can handle our own shit, we can individuate, we can grow up, we can awaken from the ideological slumber, not fall prey to the hysteria, not fall prey to the ideological infection, I think that we can have a very, very positive outcome. I'm very optimistic about this time.